Welcome to Alien Wisconsin. It's good to be back. New year and completely new show. 2024 has only just started, and we are full of interesting news stories on all things alien. Stick around to the end of today's show where we reveal some bombshell new UFO footage. This incredibly clear, quality footage is generating questions and new calls for increased government transparency. Our first story comes from mere minutes into 2024 during the BBC's New Year's Eve show. The host of the show asked their celebrity guests for their predictions for 2024. And this is what Dr. Maggie Adrian-Pocock, a popular British scientist and STEM communicator, had to say.
And Maggie Adrian-Pocock, who was here last year with predictions, and predictions were there were going to be meteorites.
Meteor showers, yeah.
Meteor showers, and they were.
Yeah, that's a pretty reliable prediction. They come every year. So.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I think I want to make a new prediction.
Yes, what would it be?
I think we're going to discover alien life next year.
That's a big prediction.
I'm doing this because I'm bound to get it wrong, and then you have to invite me back to make fun of me.
To sort of humiliate you in front of... Yeah, here was your... Let's play that back. So let's... Everybody, you heard it here first, at the very beginning of the year, these nascent moments of 2024, alien life will appear on planet Earth.
I think alien life is definitely out there.
Yes.
Many took to social media to conjecture that Dr. Adrian-Pocock was referring to a paper that is being peer-reviewed in England's academic circles. This paper asserts that the James Webb Telescope discovered dimethyl sulfide in a faraway planet, a molecule that only living organisms can produce. If true, this would go a long way to proving that there is life on other planets. Will 2024 be the year the scientific community declares that they have found life on another planet? Will Dr. Adrian-Pocock be proven correct? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now for some local news. A Madison woman named Kay Hegstead is headed to the moon. Although she passed away from cancer in 2017, Hegstead will be in the first group of 70 people to have her ashes interred on the moon in a joint venture between NASA and the Celestis Company. Professionally, Hegstead was known as the tap dancing doctor, a woman who opened her own successful practice in a male-dominated field. She was known for her sense of humor and a deep love of family and outer space. Kay met her future husband, Paul, during medical school, where they both watched the moon landing together and avidly watched Star Trek: The Original Series in its first run. Years later, after having 2 children, Hegstead took her family to NASA to watch the rockets take off from Cape Canaveral. The couple was together for 47 years, and Paul looks forward to being able to look at the moon and think of his belated wife. Hegstead has some famous and familiar company on her voyage to the moon, including the remains of Gene Roddenberry, Nichelle Nichols, and James Doohan, an all-star reunion for any Star Trek fan. The rocket is scheduled to arrive on the moon by mid-February 2024, being NASA's first visit to the moon since 1972. Alien in Wisconsin will keep you updated on this and other incredible news stories. Debunked. We come to the part of the show where we examine the news stories that turned out to not be true. While preparing for this show, there are often dozens of stories that aren't presented because it is impossible to substantiate them, or they simply don't pass the sniff test. On January 1st and 2nd, Twitter started buzzing about 10-foot tall shadow aliens at a Miami mall. There was a massive police presence, and the rumor was that the police were there to deal with these 10-foot tall aliens who were taking over an upscale mall in Miami. The Bayside Marketplace mall incident became a trending topic on Twitter that Meghan McCain and Louis KC each tweeted out about the event. However, the only evidence for there being tall aliens was a large police presence, and one person on social media claiming to have seen these beings.
it is really aliens. It's really aliens. And I cannot believe that the Miami Police Department is really gonna try to make it seem like they had all those police cars and stuff out there over some kids fighting, y'all.
A responding officer from the Miami Police Department posted his candid thoughts on this situation to social media. Let's see them.
In regards to this Bayside incident, we did not respond because it was 9-foot, 10-foot creatures and all this other y'all got going on. Bro, I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and simple. There was no black ops helicopter circling around the entire mall or any of that. There's no creatures, no nothing. It was a bunch of juveniles fighting and throwing fireworks at people. That's why we responded. Bro, y'all gotta stop, bro. Like, stop clout chasing. There was no helicopters, no creatures, none of that. Stop. And for the people online looking at this stuff, y'all gotta stop believing them. Seriously. Stop.
For me, this never really made sense. A large police presence is curious, but it doesn't prove anything. Why didn't the other teenagers or adults there take photos or videos with their camera phones? Or even the other officers? If there really were 10-foot aliens at the Miami Mall, wouldn't the military have been involved? I can't imagine the local police department would have been equipped for this task. And now for our last story, the video everyone is talking about and will be talking about for years to come, the flying squid UFO video. Just a few quick notes before watching the video. The video is in black and white because it is a thermal camera or an infrared camera. The video comes from a US military weapons platform that tracks the object as it's entering a US military base. Unwelcome. Let's give it a watch. Wow. This video just always gives me a sense of wonder whenever I see it. The video comes to us from Jeremy Corbell and was leaked to him by an undisclosed US military intelligence source. Corbell is one of the largest figures in UFO journalism and has had the best track record of legitimate videos on UFOs. He's the one that shared the legendary Tic Tac video that was discussed in last summer's UFO hearing in front of Congress. He also helped to bring to light other UFO videos that have been confirmed by the US government as real videos and are on the government's UFO webpage. Let me say that last part again because many people don't know this. The Pentagon has a branch called AARO, AARO, that is allowed to share declassified UFO videos. Jeremy Corbell's videos have all eventually been confirmed as real military videos of unknown objects. So what that means is that it wasn't some AI or photoshopped video, that these were all real, genuine military videos. And that's really important to me. That's one of the reasons why so many people trust Jeremy Corbell. What is in the video? Is it an alien spaceship? Is it a drone? Is it some alien life form? Is it some balloons? Or maybe, as several Star Wars fans have suggested, is it that weird drone from The Empire Strikes Back? Honestly, I don't know. It's up to all of us to ask this question. Talk to your friends and your family, and especially our elected leaders, because that's the only way we're going to get answers. While doing research for this segment, I was surprised to find out that it is not the only squid-shaped UFO that has been seen. 2 years ago, Captain Kate McHugh of Celebrity Edge of the Royal Caribbean cruise ships describes her encounter with a very similar object. Let's watch.
And I had a drone on board, so I thought it would be a nice night to catch a sunset. I had the drone in my hand, and someone said, "What's that?" And we look up, and there was, I put it on TikTok, it looked like a black jellyfish, a gigantic black jellyfish, and it sailed right over the retreat, directly through the center line of the ship, right through our X and our stack, and just floated through. Thing was, we had no wind, maybe 5 knots at the time, but this thing was cruising along about 10, 15 miles per hour, just cruised right over, and as it passed the stern of the ship, it went a couple hundred meters, maybe 300 to 400 meters, and then it started to descend into the water. But because it was sunset, we couldn't put a rescue boat down to go see what it was, but it disappeared into the water, and we have no idea. It wasn't a drone, there was no noise associated with it, so if you want to see our UFO, it's on TikTok.
It seems that Captain Kate McKay was not the only one to see the bizarre flying squid. On screen is an article from the Halifax Evening News on July 1st, 1954. We are quite certain that the machines were in flight and that they were something solid. She then goes on to describe 6 small black objects flying around one large machine. A large machine that she describes as flying jellyfish. Is the era of the flying saucer over, to be replaced by squids, tic-tacs, spheres, and other shapes? Do these new crafts signal a change in our visitors, a change in our perception, or merely a change in our photographic technology? I suspect we will find out sooner than later. Well, that's our show. Remember to courageously ask questions and to never lose your sense of wonder.